everyone, welcome to Long Arm Wednesday. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today I'm working on a wall hanging. My girlfriend had a baby, so I wanted to make something for his new room. He's a little boy, his name's Oren, and I think that's a fantastic name. And so I wanted to make something a little bit fun. So this was actually one of my first tries at Bargello, and it's a scrappy kind of version, very small. I just kind of made up the pattern. I just put strips together and just cut just so I can kind of wrap my brain around it. So this is the first, I guess, but it's very tiny and made with scrappy materials. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun. So it's got some plaids on here and train and, you know, some shiny silky polyester fabric and some, you know, some more plaid and stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of fun. Anyways, so I did squares on squares. I let Walt stitch it out, though you could use it, mark it with your ruler and just use a ruler plate and a plexi, and you could make your own square. So I've got a nice big one here, and then the outside is kind of like framing the square. What we can do is I'll take a picture of the screen up there, and then maybe Pop can insert it so you know what I'm looking at. And what I'm going to do is going to fill in around the bands, like the border or the picture frame of those squares. And then I have a bunch of other space in here where I haven't got squares on squares. I could fill in there doing whatever, you know, either doing loops or hearts or swirls or whatever. I'm going to do a little bit of McTavishing, a little bit wider McTavishing. So, and then in these little frames here, I'm going to do pebbles. Okay, so here we go. We'll start down here. And then you kind of want to work your way because they are interlocked, right? So if I start here and I work my way down here and down here and down here and down here, then I can come back up on this one, this big frame here, and go all the way around and maybe come up on here and go all the way up there and come down here and then back here and then work my way to the next ones, doing the pebbles in those frames because I made them all interlocking. So I'd probably have to come all the way back up around this one and then maybe back this way. But I can get a good 3/4 of the way around without having to break threads, okay? So let's plan that. Let's just start here, I guess. We'll see where it goes, okay? And of course, it's completely up to you how big you want to do your pebbles or your circles or filling this in. You could just fill this in with a little meander or whatever. I'm just trying to give it a little bit of texture and some fun, you know, something fun to look at, right? So I just have it on free, it's off the belts, and 12 stitches per inch. If you were constantly doing circles and circles and circles, or that's what you wanted to have fill in there, maybe having your machine going constant instead of regulated, because it stitches as I move it, sort of thing, right? And sometimes when it growls, I'm moving it, you know, it's going fast. So, you know, there's many different options when free motioning, because it's kind of, if you have the constant, it's kind of like your sewing machine if you were to do it that way, because you're pushing the pedal all the way and it's going like crazy and you're moving the fabric, right? So it's similar to that, but that's only if you want. And we just put the blue light on today, because the white, or the light, regular light, seemed to be really, really too bright. So I'm just filling that in. See, little pebbles, little circles, whatever. Make them oval and odd shaped and circular and eggs and whatever. Cookies. Just fill it in. It's too small to be a baby quilt, so I thought, you know, a nice little wall hanging for the little munchkin's room. So and work both ways. Go left to right, right to left, count clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever, because you're just going to get into the motion and the feel of it, of that repetitive action. Because you got to work your way across the whole band, right? And of course, you can make a nice big one every now and again. Don't forget to leave, you know, don't leave too many spots empty, right? Or it's gonna look not finished. Okay, but you can leave a few. Okay. So just putter away at this. Yeah, I was tidying up some stuff and I came across it and I thought, oh, that'd be a cute little gift to finish up. You know, one of those UFOs. Okay, and I'm just going to move a little bit here so I can make sure I get right down in this corner area. Hopefully you can see it much better now that it's stitching out on this very light blue pinstripey fabric. And like I said, I'm just trying to stay within my frame that I already had stitched out. It's kind of give me the lines of my coloring, you know what I mean? And you could have just done like wishbones or ribbon or just a back and forth matchstick. There's so many options out there to do, right? You can free motion some baby booties or the baby's name or whatever. Put the alphabets in cursive, you know. Let's teach them early. This purple here is a recycled dress shirt of Pop's from way back when. It was, oops, did I go outside my line? Oh, I think I did. Okay, well, I can pick that out, but I'm not, I just realized I was too mesmerized by the purple there. I went outside my line a little bit. So, okay, let's stitch back over here. There we go. See, easy to get off track. Let's go back and fill this in, then we can come back the other way, because like I say, you don't want to leave too much empty, because we got to putter around. Okay, now we've kind of met back up where we started from. We'll move our start threads out of the way. We'll putter up this frame. Putter, putter like the train. Choo choo! Just be very free form with it. You'll get into the hang of it, of going around and back again and trying to figure out where you want to go with your curl from there or your circle, you know. Alright, let me just stop here for a second so I can figure out where I want to go. Okay, so there's my corner to head this way. And then there's my corner. Here's a bigger, thicker frame out here. Yeah, that's really thick. So I'm just going to make sure I'm going to come up here and start puttering myself this way. I won't be too concerned about the thick one for right now. So we'll move on to that afterwards because I want to show you a couple things. So, you know, just watch me make circles. Or do you? Oh, I think I might have went outside the line there again. That's okay. Like I say, I can fix that. I got an eraser. It's called a Steam Ripper. And then once you fill that all in, it really adds such a different, unique texture to a bit of fabric, right? Because not only have you decorated it with different colored fabric and now thread, but you've also put on a neat little pattern too. And you could use this idea in a quilt I've seen many quilts like that, framed and then framed, and the background's all textured, and you know, or sometimes the frames aren't stitched. That's what frames out whatever you're stitching on the inside, you know. So I was going to leave the centers of them solid, like just chunks of fabric, right? And I was going to do something on the outside of it. Okay, so let's just putter up here a smidge more. Oh, and you know we were going to make our way around from the frame. And the stars ends up really, really neat. Okay, so we'll leave it there on a curve, and I'll have to finish that. Because obviously you can see it's not actually really time consuming, but it is going to take a bit, right? Because I got a little bit more to fill in. Okay, so now as for, like, you could do many different things. Like I say, you can fill in the background. Like I said, we're going to do just more of a thicker, looser McTavishing, and I'm just going to kind of start maybe in this corner here, and work my way down and around, and you can see what we're up to, or what I'm up to. Okay, so tack those stitches in the corner, and McTavishing is just kind of making like a lazy S with a point, and then you're coming back, and then you make another little lazy S to that point, and you're just kind of mimicking it, and then you just start off again somewhere else. This way, that way, just a slight curve, make it a prominent S. There's so many different ways you can take on that. So you can tell we're just trying to fill in that space just enough to add a little bit of different dimension. And you can always use those frame lines to travel, or just go hop back into the center, start somewhere different. And then eventually, you'll get it all filled in. And you can start, you know, just, you'll find out that you get into a little groove of things, and you'll just fill it in and not even think too much else about it. Just lose yourself in the fun of stitching. We'll make sure we're continuing to move. We can travel on the outside. Doesn't all have to be filled in, right? You're just adding some extra touches. You know, this probably a little too small, but we'll putter anyways. It'll probably be hidden by the binding. And that's how I'm going to finish this cute little wall hanging for Oren. So, or well, Oren and Amanda, anyways. But so I hope you like it, and I'll hopefully get it finished up, and you can see some pictures, and hopefully there we go. So enjoy your day. Have a great Wednesday, and we will see you on Weekend Project. Okay, take care, everybody. Thanks. Big hugs.